Merry Christmas, everybody. I just wanted to show off the background for.
I love how you got me
that.
mid-swig.
Oh yeah. Welcome to our Christmas special. It's episode 76. I am your host, Luke. Obviously, I'm not Char. Char is in Florida.
Hopefully now he's not in a boxing match with Ian again, because that didn't go well last time.
Yeah, that's true. But this is gonna be a fun little episode. But let's introduce our guests. I'm not Char. I'm not good at this thing. All of our guests are returning guests. I believe he has been on, I think, 3 episodes of
Also,
Rebels.
Luke, you're already throwing it off. You already screwed it up. You're already
What?
not even a minute in.
Why?
You do the introduction, and then you play the intro, and then
Oh, that's right. Let's do the intro.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
blame it all on Char.
The Jedi Knights are all but destroyed, and yet your task is not complete, Inquisitor. The Emperor has foreseen a new threat rising against him. The Podwans Podcast.
I'm just saying, this is all Char. It was Char's fault all along. That's literally the theme song for this episode.
I just loved Chaco's "Let's Go" being timed horribly. You're like, Char's not here. Let's go. That's how I read it.
That's good. That one's good. But let's bring in our guest. Our first guest, she has been on. She was on a couple of episodes of the Clone Wars. She made it through the gauntlet in our trivia tournament. I think she's the number one contender in the next trivia tournament. But let's bring in Kier or Mandalorian.
Hi. Oh, high praise, Luke. Thank you.
Oh yeah, obviously. I always love when you come on. But how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm in the Christmas spirit. I have
Darth Vader stuff all the way. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Did you have you worn that? Are you kind of like are you kind of like me? I've worn this for every single premiere since The Last Jedi.
Oh, I love that. No, I'm not that coordinated. I'm impressed.
Yeah, every single year I was like, I gotta wear this. I gotta wear the ugly sweater. It goes with it. But Kier, where can the good people follow you on the social medias?
Yeah, so I am on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter at Mandalorian. So yeah, right here. There.
Great to have you on as always. Thank you again. And next, he's been on 3 episodes of Rebels, like I said earlier before I had to do the intro, because I'm not usually good at doing this. But here's Caleb.
Oh.
I am so bad at this.
I'll take a swig along with them.
Wait. You gotta.
Mine is actually Christmas though.
I looked for a Christmas one like 5 minutes ago.
Batman 1989 came out in Christmas
holiday season. Yep, and I guess
did.
Yeah.
So, but Caleb,
Yes.
CJ, how are you doing?
I'm good. I also am decked out with the Vader theme.
Yes,
love it.
Look at this.
Have a holly jolly Sithmas.
Yes. But CJ, where can the good people follow you?
Okay, my rebranding is finally done. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch and TikTok at Escape Reality Films, and then on Twitter and Hive at Escape Reality 94.
Bam! We love the rebrand. Thank you again for coming on. We always like having you on. And Chris, thank you for the awesome intro, because it is great.
Not only the audio, but also the
visual. Yeah, the visual. His first when he first got his Vader, his first, I think he got the helmet last, if I remember correctly. But yeah, him and Hereth did it, and Hereth was like, "I'm working on something in the lab," and I'm like, "What are you doing, weirdo?" But yeah, and finally, she was on probably one of our next guest was on one of the raunchiest episodes. Obviously we had to bring her back because her boy toy Rex is on this episode. Please welcome Danielle, and we're written in the Star Wars.
Luke, he's not my boy toy. He's my husband.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Who's
right.
the roommate? Who's the
because-
husband?
Yeah, because Wolf's the side piece.
Wolf's the love of my life.
Okay, but this is the problem here.
There's a
We're
difference.
already starting this.
Hauser is the home wrecker.
Oh,
There we go.
that's
Ah.
okay. So we've got like a triple thing going on here.
And we got a quadruple to it to Cody being dead, you know.
Yeah, Cody's in there as well.
Yeah. I like how Hereth said that. That was great.
Hereth knows.
Oh my
Because I'm mad at him.
Yeah, Twitter beef.
before we get into the beef, I've got a question for everybody here. Since we are in the Christmas season,
Yes.
if you could spend a Christmas with anyone in the Star Wars universe, I'll give you 3 people. If any 3 people that you could spend Christmas with, who would it be and why?
Who's starting?
I'll start first. Well, that's kind of rude if I start first. Okay, Kier, go first.
First person who comes to mind, Dexter Jetster. Feel like he would be a hell of a party guest.
Fuck yeah! Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh my
Yes!
god.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
maybe because I'm so used to that clone episode, my mind went to PG and X-rated. I don't know why. My brain is chemistry been altered.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Sorry,
How
I'm
good
a
is
bad
it?
cough. Sorry about that.
No.
But yeah, Dexter Jetster would be
God.
probably a great cook. Also,
Oh,
an amazing
fuck
party
yeah.
guest.
Yeah.
He's not burning any of the food.
No,
Yeah.
Let's
no.
be real here.
Yeah, that would
Oh.
be a holiday to remember for sure.
Jesus. Yeah, Dexter. And what about your other 2?
Well, when you're talking about Christmas and the holidays, genuinely, and I don't know what this says about me, my first thought was Leia, but not for a good reason. But I thought about Leia. I thought about Leia in the holiday special and how Carrie Fisher has the little extra long pinky
Yeah.
finger. And I was like, Leia would have the goods. Like Leia / Carrie Fisher would make it also a really fun party.
I just
Oh
imagine you let Leia in the door and you're like, you're invited as long as you don't sing about peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't-
No.
yeah.
So you need to bring spice.
Oh my god.
So,
And the-
do you want to know my third? 'Cause
yeah,
I don't know.
I do want to. Yeah, I do want to know your third. Yeah, third.
Oh, geez. Honestly, I don't know. I can't.
Go
think of-
chaotic. Oh, you haven't even said any of the Rebels crew, and that's surprising.
Well, I'm trying to think of someone funny. Honestly, I would love to spend the holidays with anybody. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I can't think of anybody. I was getting too mushy in my head. I was trying to be a good person and whatever.
Oh,
Leia and
shucks.
Dexter Jetster is good enough.
Dexter, yeah, Dex is great. CJ.
Yeah, I'm willing to go. So first off, Maz Kanata for the similar reasons for why you would invite
Hmm.
Dexter.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Maz would bring the party. Hera, because you need a mom at the party, because like otherwise things are gonna.
She's watching the punch bowl, making sure nobody's spiking it, like making sure
Yeah.
everybody's having a good time.
Make sure everybody gets home.
Right home. Yeah.
And then for the real party animal, you bring Geode.
Yeah.
Damn. That's a good list. That's a really good list. Danielle.
Okay. Rex would be the responsible one.
Love
I
it.
include Rex and everything, so that's no surprise. Wolf is who I would go home with. And
I knew that one.
Okay.
Those two were coming. You know
Yeah.
immediately.
Just do the trifecta.
Yep.
Do the trifecta.
Loved
Do the
it.
trifecta.
I can't say it. Do you want me to be chaotic again?
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
God.
Hauser's who I would be in the closet with.
Bang!
Yeah.
Oh.
Bang! The trifecta.
Just having too much of that peppermint schnapps, and then
Rex before, Hauser during, Wolf after.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
All right. I mean, hey,
Mhm.
no judgment
Slowly
here.
ruining my reputation.
No. If anything, you're gaining a lot of respect. That's all I gotta say to that. Like, hey, more power to.
Taco.
uh-oh.
There's some shit going down in that closet.
I'm just a passenger along
Just
for the
like the
ride.
simulations.
Oh my god! All right. Well,
Wait. Someone
Yeah.
needs to actually
Hereth.
All right, so I thought a lot about this. So Obi-Wan, because obviously for reasons. Lando, not Cody. Then Elzar Man.
Oh, those are all safe picks.
They are.
I don't know. Elzar,
Alright.
you
Elzar
might end
is
up
like
in
the-
trouble.
Yeah, you got two party animals, and then you got the drunk uncle.
Elzar's the wild card.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Dexter Jetster, obviously, because why the fuck not?
Mhm.
Hondo fucking Anaka,
Oh, he'd be fun.
Yeah.
and then I will say for my final person, Padme Amidala. I think she would have
Aw.
fun with those
Yeah.
two. Dexter's
Yeah.
just over here like making us food. He's also scratching his ass, and we yell at him to wash his hands.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Oh, what make it taste better?" And I'm like, "Dex, no, Dex, no. That's how you get diseases, buddy. You can't do that. You can't do that." Padme would be like the responsible one, but she'd have some. She'd let loose, like we'd get her to. And
Couple
then
drinks
obviously,
in and,
Yeah.
relaxed.
and then Hondo would just be like telling us all crazy ass stories.
I
You know,
love it.
Also,
he's
probably
the crazy uncle.
also probably making the drinks extra strong.
Oh, for
because we saw what he did to Obi-Wan and Anakin.
yeah, oh yeah. Oh man. Let's go to the chat real quick. Kenny says Ventress, Qui-Gon, and Fives. Those are all like really depressing. They all
They're all
die.
dead.
I was gonna say, wow. I
Okay.
mean, that's
It would definitely be interesting, though.
I mean, they could talk about how they died.
Fives would have a great time.
Fives would.
Five would uncover the Christmas conspiracy, the
Yeah,
Palpatine
yeah.
behind everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Figure out all the secrets about Santa.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Choco goes, Dex, of course.
Love it.
Gotta have Dex. Bix and more
Yeah.
Bix and also Hondo.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Good call.
It's funny how it works. Alanis says Hondo and Qui-Gon because the walk before dinner would be elite. That's true. And then obviously Agent Callus because
Of course.
Yeah.
he
Implied.
can't-
Yeah.
my goodness. But anyway, and then Chris said Lando Sonostaros and Harrison Dula.
Interesting.
Those are good
Ooh,
ones.
yeah.
Those are all really good ones. Also gotta throw this at Danielle because there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Oh. So I remember I was also a big part of that being the Fox thing in the comments on that episode. Oh no.
Oh yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Now you meet
now
the
you finally
maker.
meet me in person. Hi.
No.
I just love how last time it was Remy and Char. Now it's me and Danielle having the beef. It's just
Oh,
the beef just
We'll get
shifts
to
and
the
moves.
beef. We'll get to beef real
Yeah,
quick.
a good beef never stays in one place.
Exactly.
Element picked Bix, Barsha or Barsh
Baresh.
or the Baresh.
Baresh.
Yeah, because it's the Baresh Valley.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Bearish vow.
yeah, and Orla. Interesting. Stop saying it because if you
It's
keep
gonna
saying
happen.
it,
It's
it's not
gonna
gonna happen. It's not gonna just let it die. Either let it die or I will come to a decision. Stop.
That's a very
Just-
callous reaction.
Yeah.
Just-
It is.
Just
Already in
shave the
character.
mustache, Luke. Just keep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was just now.
Yeah.
Luke's gonna kick me out.
Looks like so.
No,
Not talking.
wait, hold on. Jingle bells.
Oh.
I think Ooh. Oh
Cool.
my god.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right, this seems like a pretty good segue into the beef between Hereth and Danielle. A little backstory on this one. Go ahead.
How do I start the backstory? I just backflipped off of Alanis' tweet about Bad Batch Season 2, and I predicted that Cody was going to die in Episode 8.
Yeah, and you tagged me in it. It was just like when Chris
that
tagged
seems
me
very
in his
targeted.
Fox tweet.
It does.
Y'all are just asking for my anger and my ire.
Sorry, I just see pain, and I know where it is. It's called consequences and truth, and you know what's going to happen.
That's because I make the mistake of saying on Twitter how physically ill I get every time I see Cody in Imperial armor.
Think how
It's so rude.
Think about how, like, I had to
Cody
sit
will
on
not die. I'm
that.
saying it right here. He's not gonna die.
I had to sit on it since Celebration because we knew first, and then
That
I
is
watched
true.
the whole Cody crosshair scene, and I was like, "That motherfucker's gonna die."
Oh, I know. I listened to it on the Twitter Spaces because I
Oh,
wasn't at
God.
Celebration, but someone was recording on Spaces the trailer, and I was listening to it like on the radio.
Oh
And
my.
I
Did you
heard
even hear what was
Commander
said? Because
Cody.
there was so much cheering. Because like, I could barely hear the dialogue.
Oh god, it was that moment, and I was with me and Alanis were in the Twin Sons stage, and she like would not stop hitting me, like constant punching me, like oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm like, chill, Jesus. But
See, Pep gets it.
oh my god.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Oh Jesus. I'm surprised we haven't gotten kicked off or canceled yet, but hey, you know. Oh, look, we got a wild Carter Dybert sighting. He does live. That's interesting.
He possibly could be flying. I don't know.
I don't know.
We gotta wait on that one.
Okay. All right. No more firing. No more shots across the bow. That's
You
not
mean when
fair.
you cried for 5 minutes straight in my hotel room while watching Kenobi?
Hey. I was vulnerable that night, okay? Very vulnerable. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
From Padme mentioned to Anakin breathing.
Jeez, don't even. That second episode destroyed me. Just wrecked me. But that's pretty. I mean, do we want to talk about the possible Harris and Dula casting now? I mean, we don't have 3 interesting facts nor lore, so we got to fill something with
Yeah.
it.
We can talk about it. I'm excited for it. I really love her. I think she's great. I think she looks like Hera. I'm gonna miss the voice actress. I think she's also awesome.
Yeah.
But, I'm here for it. And Hera is like my girl. You know what I mean? She's my person. So I don't know. I'm bummed that it leaked. I'm bummed that there's a lot of leaks around the show just in general. But yeah, I'm here.
I think a lot of the leaks, going back to last week, I think the only one that's credible is the Hayden stuff.
Yeah.
I think everything else. I think
It's already a
everything else.
rumor.
I think I feel like everything else is far fetched.
Questionable.
Yeah, it's
very
very
far-fetched.
much it's very much a guessing game because like while I generally trust MSW for the most part, it is a guessing game, and especially when the show's not done. Like it's still in production.
It just feels like a really bad game of telephone. And the
Mhm.
person that's
Yeah.
reporting it does not know what he's talking about. And then you're just
Mhm.
like, this makes 0 sense.
No,
Yeah.
It's like, and they're like, everybody's like reading these, and they're all like, well, like, what's Dave doing? There's no way he like. First of all, Dave, if he wouldn't let that leak,
Yeah.
he's been working. This is his baby. He doesn't want
They held
anything
on
to be
to
smoked
Luke
for anybody.
for so long.
Well, yeah,
too.
if
Yeah,
somebody-
exactly.
Like if somebody leaked this, they are gone. They are not part of the industry ever again.
There you go.
Yeah.
They were laughable.
They
Which
do feel off. Like some of the stuff you read it, and you were like, doesn't
absolutely.
Yeah, there's
Like
some
the
stuff
what if,
that-
like
yeah.
the what ifs, like her
Yeah.
going, like the what
Yeah.
ifs.
Yeah.
Like
That's
why
it
would
sounds
you?
like fan fiction?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like this.
It's
This
the Colin
breaks-
Trevorrow script all over again.
Oh Jesus! Don't get me started on that hooligan.
Also,
I'm
I was-
so glad he did not get the Rise of Skywalker. The only good thing about his script was the Finn stuff. Everything else,
Mhm.
complete garbage.
also, I'm gonna call back to this comment. I love how he's pinning you for this when I was the one that said it.
Exactly. Thank you. Why the fuck am I getting buried for something that I didn't say? Even though, I mean, I wouldn't be
You-
sad if
Yeah,
I mean, it
agreed
would
with it.
be.
Hereth,
I
you
have-
messed up. You can't admit that you're the one who said it. You gaslight. You let this build.
No, because if
I'm here for
I
the
get
beef.
if I get gaslit, then he's coming down with me. That's how this works.
Mhm.
He signed up for this. Okay? I'm just saying I
Yeah.
don't like when it comes to Ezra, like I've whoever, like a lot of people know me. I'm not a huge fan of Ezra Bridger. I'm not. Like he's an okay character, but it's I just don't. He's not one of the guys. He's not like the character that gets me like all like riled up. Like I just don't. I'm like, okay, cool. His story's awesome. It's great, but he's not one of my favorite people. Sorry, just that is what it is. But it was Hereth, so there you go.
I love how you like immediately. Funny enough, like you immediately went into the group chat and was like Luke and Harry, I'm gonna find you. I'm like, so he's still burying you, even though he listened
he's
to that
burying-
episode.
yeah, exactly. He's burying me, but I just don't get that, man. Come on, that's targeting to like the highest degree.
Thank you,
But-
Chris. I was not gonna steal your thunder.
Yep. But
That's where this casting, though. I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, this is information that's been rumored since Celebration that's who was gonna play Hera. I mean so it's not surprising to me.
well, we knew that she was going to be on the cast in January of last year.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That was even before. Even before Celebration,
Yeah.
and Ewan had also said something about it
Yeah.
as well. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he let something slip that he wasn't supposed to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody knew that she was going to be in
Yeah.
it because I mean, obviously.
And then of course we know Hera's in it. We at least already knew Hera was in it because of the sizzle reel we got for Ahsoka.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, it's interesting. Danielle, your thoughts?
Yeah, I wasn't actually that surprised, and if it does turn out to be true, I wouldn't be because as soon as she was casted, that's who made the most sense for her to play, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like you said, we already had all of this information, and it makes sense. I wouldn't be disappointed. She's a great actress.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think she'd do really well.
What has she all done? I can't
She did
remember.
the Cloverfield Lane, one of those movies.
Oh yes.
Mhm.
She was also in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh
Yeah.
Ramona.
yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
They
That's
also
right.
have
That's
this
right.
really kick-ass Netflix film that I cannot remember. It's like a woman who like takes down the Yakuza.
Hmm.
Check it out. She's great.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Can't
Interesting.
remember the name now.
But I'm like, I'm not really surprised about it because I mean, like I've said, we've known that she's been cast as someone for the last almost year and a half. So it's like, oh, cool, awesome.
I
We
feel
get
like
to-
it's. I said that I'm making this comparison even with Lars Mikkelsen with Thrawn. It's basically as confirmed as Rosario Dawson being in Mando season 2 as Ahsoka. It's like we know, but they're not coming out and saying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, so far it's just not official. It's like not officially been
'Cause-
thrown out.
because we knew that. I mean, we didn't know, but like there was. I mean, going into season 2 of Mando, we kind of knew we there were rumors that Ahsoka was going to be in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
And
remember not being surprised when she showed up, but just not knowing when it was going to be until they
I-
released the episode
I would-
titles.
I was more surprised when Bo-Katan showed up. But anyway,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with that. I didn't see Katie Sackhoff doing Bo-Katan at all. It's what of
Oh no, the comments. Sorry. Yes, that's the movie. Sorry.
there you
Yeah.
go, Kate. There you go. But no, I'm really really excited. Here's the other question. Now that we're going down this rabbit hole of Ahsoka, me and Beth Mara.J. Skywalker were looking at, because they have like this is like public knowledge, right? She's looked into like what their marketing thing is,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's stated as September
Mhm.
of next year.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, if it's
That-
September, that would
that
put us
track-
at.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, CJ.
That tracks with what we know of a lot of the shows that are coming out next year. Like,
Mm.
it makes sense that that's kind of where it would fit.
No,
at least
yeah,
from-
yeah,
So-
absolutely. Because I mean, you got Mando in March,
Mhm.
right?
Bad
And
Batch
then
in
you've
January.
Yeah, don't
well,
be a
yeah,
bad
Bad
Batch.
Batch. Yeah, Bad Batch in January. Mando in March. Ahsoka in September, and then I think at the end of December is going to be Skeleton Crew.
I
Yeah.
was about to
Also-
say that.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
Vision season 2.
Yeah,
Vision
Vision
season
Volume
2.
2,
Yep.
yeah.
Jedi Adventures or whatever it's called.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
yep. That's
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah,
in the High Republic.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Is
mean,
Acolyte coming out? No, they just started
no,
filming.
it's
That'll be
filming right
2024.
now, so it'd probably be early 24 would be
Yeah.
my guess.
I bet we
2024.
get a. Well, where are they filming that? Are they filming that in England?
UK, I think.
That's
oh no,
what I
or
thought.
California. Is it California or UK?
I think it's
Uh,
UK.
I think it's
Yeah.
UK.
I think it's UK
Andor
as
is
well.
filming right now in the UK, but
Yeah.
Aren't they? Are they doing? Is it England or is it also Scotland? Because I heard that they were doing Scotland. Maybe that's
Both.
Rings of Power.
Acolyte is in Wales.
Yeah.
Oh.
Acolyte's in Wales. Andor's in, I think, just across the UK. They're doing.
Nice.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, I mean, hey, we've got a ton to look for, and I'm sure Andor
Yeah.
season 2 will be coming out probably May of 2024, or that's where the Acolyte will be. But I mean, we're gonna be eating for a solid like 2.5 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this year was really good. Next year's going to be just as good, if not better.
No,
That's-
yeah.
I mean, March is going to be insanity with Bad Batch, Jedi Survivor, Mando, and
The Last
Battlescars.
of Us.
Yeah, it's March is gonna be a wild ride. I mean,
That's
and
right.
by that point, when Ahsoka's coming out in September, we'll probably be getting close to the end. Well, no, we will be towards the end of
Yep.
Rebels. God, I am good. I am good. Just go ahead. I am a genius, even though I don't mean to do any of these like scheduling things at all. You know, like
You
we had
just
just
have your
put it up.
timing.
I'm just fucking amazing. All right, that's what it is. I'm sorry, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a really really awesome thing, and I mean, I think we'll see a trailer probably sooner rather than later for Ahsoka. To be
yeah,
honest with you.
it's going to be pretty soon, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I'd say if they don't do one before Celebration, I would say definitely at Celebration would be a
Yeah, I don't
big
think they
one.
will until Celebration. I
they'll
don't-
hold it for Celebration probably,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's still
And then not
not
show it for
that's still
another
really
12
close.
Exactly.
Yes, Daniel got it right. Probably Celebration. They're not going to show it to the public and then release
Yep.
it like 2 months later.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
mean we are gonna be in the room this time. I
Mhm.
swear to
We're-
God, I
we're not
don't give a
gonna-
shit.
No, last time,
If I don't make it.
Yeah,
Danielle,
no,
we're
We
we're
will
dragging
bring you in.
Everybody but me.
here, and this is gonna be the fun part, is that we'll get to meet Kira in person. We'll get to meet Tia in person. We'll get to meet JJ in person. We'll get to meet Danielle in person. Like all these people that weren't at last year, we can add to the gang, and we just be like, all right, here's what we're doing, and just like drag it. Let's go.
I can't
We're
wait.
going.
I'm so
It's gonna
excited.
be so much
excited.
fun.
Well, last time we ran into the issue of we thought the QR code system, reserve system, was the only way to get in panels, and then we realized, oh, we could just wait in line.
Oh yeah. Didn't
Mhm.
realize that until like which one did we stand in line for, Hereth? Do you remember?
I figured it out at the very, very end with Bad Batch
Oh,
because I
oh,
actually got in
right.
the wrong line, and then they're like, oh no, the reserve system's over there. Just go scan. And then I was
Yeah,
like, oh. And then
yeah.
I sat down. And I was like, oh yeah, I could have easily just sat in line and get in.
Oh yeah, and Ben's gonna be there as well. I forgot about that. Yes. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a great. And we'll be in. No, I am not getting
dragged through
in
fire.
We have had this conversation more than once on this podcast and offline. I am not getting dragged in fire. That's not gonna end well for me. Like we don't have back to tanks. We don't. I'm sorry.
Hi, Brooke.
There you go. But let's. I mean, we are here to talk Rebels. I know we with Char being gone, I wanted to add a little bit of different stuff, a little bit of flair. But real quick, explain in 2 sentences or less. Explain the episode, or give us like a short little synopsis. 2 sentences or less.
We see Rex stick out his ass. Sorry.
No, there you go. No, don't take that back. You no takesies backsies. You got to go with it now.
Yep.
Oh, shit. And, shenanigans happen. There you go. That's it.
There you go.
Skills to it. I'm bad at this.
Danielle?
Rex works the stormtrooper outfit, even though he thinks he doesn't, as he and Kanan go to rescue Ezra. Ezra accidentally shoots them.
That sounds like 3 sentences.
No,
Hey.
there's a comma. Do you want me to go back and do the grammar? I might confuse Luke.
No. Whoa! Again, why am I getting... There's shots across the bell. Like, what the hell is it? Why am I taking shots
Daniel's just
here?
adding layers to it. She's just adding commas and...
Whatever. That's fine. You can add all the commas you want. I still understand it a little bit. But...
Why? Because you need Atlantis to read your essays?
You know what? Do not bring... that was another shot across the bow.
Everyone needs a proofreader. It's okay.
It's true.
I do.
It was just right there. I saw it and I was like, easy shot.
Anyway, DJ.
Step Brothers in space. Recreate A New Hope.
That's basically true.
Okay.
That's basically true. Hereth, you got one?
Yeah, I got a really good one.
Okay.
Grandpa and Uncle relive memories of Vietnam while saving their suicide.
Oh my god! Jesus. Rex does not have Agent Orange, okay? You can't make jokes like that.
Am I wrong though?
I mean,
you're not
maybe
wrong.
not Rex, but Wolf might.
Oh!
Ooh.
Damn.
You know what?
Eggs up. I'm done.
Well,
what?
CJ, it's been
You're
good.
gonna
We'll see
regret
you
it one
later. Just kidding. But all of those were great. I'm not even gonna attempt one because those were just so fantastic. But we're gonna get into the story of Stealth Strike.
Cop.
You had one job.
I snuck it in there.
And you ruin it. So my little synopsis, it's gonna be a little bit longer. Ezra goes with Sato to check out. They had lost one of their ships from the rebel fleet. They get caught in the gravity well. Sato here is very much like hesitant with Ezra. He kind of underestimates him this entire episode until the very end. So Hera sends Kanan and Rex, which they're still not on great terms. Their bond here is very interesting. Very towards the end, I feel like we start to bridge their understandings, and Kanan starts to bring down his walls a lot more. But they end up going and saving Ezra and Sato, and in the process, Kanan saves Rex from being killed by the droid, which is weird because I always thought, from episode 4, I always thought that it was like a truth serum droid. I didn't think it was lethal. So that was interesting. But my first question is, throughout this episode, we see Commander Sato obviously question why Ezra was suggested to be on this mission. Why do you think Commander Sato underestimated Ezra's abilities in the beginning?
Well, I think that it's because Ezra's still very young, and he still has a lot of youthful attributes to his behavior, and he kind of is just like grumpy and like not really listening and wanting to do his own thing. And so Commander Sato is just kind of like, this kid I would not trust with my life, I don't think, until he realizes that everything Ezra claims is actually true, and he does take things seriously when it comes down to it.
No, yeah. That's It's pretty much what I was thinking. Kier?
Yeah, I mean, Danielle's right on the money. It's kind of like a very condensed version of like Ahsoka when she was younger, right? Like people or Padawans just in general. I was just thinking at the beginning of Clone Wars, like, Anakin didn't really trust Ahsoka and whatever.
Nope.
Like she was still maturing and all of that kind of stuff. Like Ezra's still a kid, and I think it's understandable for Commander Sato to just like be dismissive. But I am glad that they showed him coming around. I think if it was an imperial figure, I'm not sure he would have like swallowed his pride and been like, oh, actually, this kid's fine. We can follow him, But
No.
just one more thing that the Rebel Alliance does well, I guess.
No, yeah, absolutely. CJ?
I mean, yeah, it's basically the father figure who's kind of stepping in and hasn't seen what he can do yet, and now he's learning. Like he's heard, but he's like, oh, these are people that you hang around all the time, so of course they're going to talk nice about you and tell me all these good things, but I have to see it for myself to confirm it.
No, yeah,
And, I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
it makes sense especially when the rebellion, like any small mistake for them right now could be the end of it. And
No,
so
absolutely. And I also love how Sabine is like, yeah, they're working on a gravity well. Like even here, because like last episode we got a little bit more of her backstory, right? And I love how they just drop things in the middle of an episode, like, oh yeah, when I was back in the Imperial Academy, like, why didn't you tell us this earlier? Like, why are you holding out information?
It's that classic, it's not relevant until it happens type situation.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, that tends to be a lot of the stuff, though, with Sabine and her backstory with the Imperial forces that I've noticed, and obviously will come up later in later seasons, that there's stuff that we don't know yet that she's just holding because she doesn't want to talk about it for the most part either, like, because it's traumatizing for her to have been a part of that.
She's ashamed.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so technically, was she in the Imperial Academy when they did the Thousand Tears? Night of a Thousand Tears?
No, that's during the original trilogy.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that's right. See, this is why we need that goddamn timeline book.
It's almost here.
That
It's
keeps
almost
getting
here.
I'm so excited for that. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. And I can just like look up whenever I have a question. Oh, and we can use that for trivia. Oh, damn. Now we can do like I have a category of dates.
You gotta run that by Char though, because Char may be like, no.
That was an evil laugh.
hey, I'm just saying. And by the way, that was Bale who was not doing his job on Smuggler's Run. Might I add?
Blame your
Not me.
blame your co-pilot.
Well, it's true.
This is the classic Han Solo. It's
Yeah.
not my fault.
It's not my fault.
Let's look right now.
It's
I don't know-
absolutely not
I
my
don't-
fault.
I
I
don't know
did
what's-
my job. He was doing the across. I was up and down. He was not going across correctly.
I don't
Not
know
my problem.
what's better. Stop blowing holes in my ship, or they crash now. I don't know what's the better
Yeah.
nickname.
It's probably they crash now because that's
I'm-
definitely you and Carter to a fucking T.
I'm glad the one time I did Smuggler's Run, I was just an engineer.
You just sit in the back.
Oh man.
Yep.
So I think it was the last time we were on Smuggler's Run. We were on with this little girl and we let her pilot.
Oh, no.
And and Chris can attest to this. She was like, "Oh fuck, shit!"
Oh, that was
She was like 12 years old, and I was just like, "What the?" Like me and Chris were like looking at each other, like, "Did she really just say that?"
that fits very well with my story too, because it was just me and Sawyer, and so we decided we'll just do solos because she'd already gone to Star Wars to that stuff before, and I hadn't. So I was just like, all right, I'll do solo. So it's me and some random family, and this family, they're just bouncing the ship the entire time, going oh, and like talking to each other, and I don't understand the language they're talking in, so I'm just sitting in the back, just doing my thing, just going, I'm just doing my part.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, but it's a fun time. But yeah, sorry, I got off track because like I had to bring that up because hey,
Yeah.
I don't want to get blamed for No, that was Bale. I was going up and down. I was doing my thing. He was not. It's Bale's fault. It's Bale's fault. It's always
Just
Bale's
blame the
fault.
Brit. Wow.
Absolutely. He's to blame for everything. I guess not everything. But now it's time to get into this the part of the show that Danielle absolutely loves. We're gonna talk about Rex. Because he's very vital in this episode, and he and Kanan's relationship really, really, really grows. Where we see them in the clone arc that also she was on with Remy, which is a top 5 episode. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it or go watch it. It's great. Very entertaining. I will say that there's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of what the hell's going on, and it's great. It's fantastic. But we see in that episode where Kanan is still he's dealing with the trauma of Order 66, and he's still not being very trustful. So I found it very, very interesting. And Hera does these things on purpose, right? She does this on purpose. She's like, you're taking Rex with you, but he's like, why? And it's like, you're just do it. He's the best military, and he is, because he proves it. He does all the protocol stuff to get on the ship, and he's like, oh yeah, me and Cody have done this.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's the perfect way of Hera just knocking it out of the ballpark.
Also, you get the funny
Kanan the one time he tries to do protocol, they're like, oh, take him to the commissary.
Yeah.
And they body shame Rex. How
I
dare
know.
Yeah.
Rude.
Also,
That
you
is
get the
all
funny.
muscle, baby.
You get the funny line from Kanan of him confusing Rex for clone trooper and stormtroopers being the same thing, and Hera's like, no, actually.
Hey, Kanan.
Actually.
Yeah. Actually, he was a clone trooper, not a stormtrooper, because he actually has aim. Which is funny because they bring that up.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because the biggest thing about Star Wars and stormtroopers, it's they can't shoot well. And Rex just as they're saving Sato, takes off the stormtrooper helmet and tosses it, and he just hits the guy, and I'm just like, this is great. It is so awesome.
It reminded me of something Anakin would have done, just you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I feel by the end their dynamic is very much almost back to an Anakin Rex situation. Kanan is very much going, you know what? Forget stealth. We're going in.
No, yeah, and I love how he's just like the old days, and he's like, calm down, old timer.
But when he and Kanan salute each other, and then they bring that back in season 7 of the Clone Wars with him and Ahsoka saluting each other, and I get very emotional in that.
Yeah. So speaking of that salute, this episode we see the relationship between Rex and Kanan grow significantly. How do you think it felt when Rex got saluted by Kanan?
Well, you could see it in his eyes. He
Yeah.
was just like, oh my gosh, and I think it was one of those moments that is really, really powerful in Rebels, that they do a really good job as, where you don't need dialogue. You can just see exactly what's happening and all the memories, and the fact that Kanan respects that, especially since Kanan called him a stormtrooper earlier, Kanan knows better. And I think it's just clearly meeting some place where Rex appreciates, and it goes deep. It hits home.
And Rex, one of the things that we know about him is that he really respected the Jedi, and he cared about them a lot, especially the ones that he fought with, Anakin, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan. And it means a lot to him to have their respect. And we see that in the Clone Wars with Anakin, and then in season 7 with Ahsoka, when Ahsoka calls him her friend and not just the person that she works alongside. And it means a lot to him to be viewed as someone that is worthy of a Jedi's respect, and then also to think that that Jedi also wants his respect as well. And it's this equal footing finally, and this understanding that they come to, that they were both struggling with. Because it wasn't just Kanan who was struggling with this either. I think Kanan reminds Rex of the worst time of his life. And the things that he was forced to do that he didn't want to. And so to be able to kind of move past that finally with Kanan was a big step for him as well.
And the fact that they can be considered equals probably means even more, considering that clones are pretty much just second-class citizens to the Empire. they're like, oh yeah, we used you, now you're gone. Like Titus in this episode makes it clear, doesn't make a difference to him. Like, and on top of that, like you said, the reminder of Order 66, it's not a good time for him because he knows why the clones did what they did, and he regrets that they did it because he could have, in his mind, he probably believes he could have stopped it because of fives and stuff like that. But
No,
to
and
see them find equal ground, it's powerful.
it's great. Yeah, because I mean, just like I was saying earlier, like Kanan, you start to see him finally put down his walls because they have been up for, at that point, what, 9 years? Or is it
Yeah.
longer than that?
Yeah.
About 9 years. And like it's tough to really like get through that emotional, because I mean the last time we saw him was in Bad Batch, and he just saw Depa Billaba get marked, and he was also in that same situation with Crosshair and then Hunter. It's interesting because it's like I would think that yes, Kanan would be very like hesitant, but I would also think that he would think back to what Hunter was saying to him before he jumps. You know what I mean? Which I find really, really weird. Or is
I
that
think
just
that
me?
he was so traumatized in that moment that he didn't want to believe. I think everything that came out of Hunter's mouth, he associated that with being a ploy to get him to trust them. And so that is what he thinks of every time he thinks about that. And maybe, and I think there is a small part of him, because he tells Ezra in the Clone Arc episode that about the chips. So clearly he knew about what the clones were saying about the chips. And I think a part of his mind was like, that makes so much more sense than what I witnessed. But because he was so traumatized, he needs to hold on to that anger. He needs to hold on to that blame, because otherwise he doesn't have anywhere else to put it. Yeah. And so he puts it on the clones because it's easier than putting it on anyone else.
And like on top of that, he just doesn't trust people because we get the Kanan comic and A New Dawn where it's basically him finally learning to trust people. And in the Kanan comic, it's him learning to trust people only for them to betray him or him to betray them because he doesn't want to get hurt first. And then A New Dawn, he meets Hera, and that's the first time he connects to somebody at all since what happened. And then this episode is him finally reconnecting with a clone for the first time since what happened.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's very significant for those two, because they are very much, because Ezra, yeah, that is true. That's this episode. That's rough, buddy. And I mean, Ezra, even in the middle of that episode, is like, I got on this mission to get away from you two, because we see, it's not last episode, it's the episode before that, where they're like, you have blaster training, you have saber, you have Jedi training. Like,
you need to be a soldier, you need to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad are fighting over how to parent me, and I don't want either of it right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I find it very, very good for them to finally kind of like understand each other, and I feel like that's exactly what they were missing in their relationship. But obviously Char's gone, so we're not going to do lore or 3 interesting
facts. Lore.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna go straight into Hereth's segment. You gonna say it? You want to say it?
Interconnectedness? Like what? Like wait. What are you like?
There
this
we go,
is
there
weird.
we go.
Like Char not being here, you're just like throwing everything off.
No, you gotta do like
I'm
Char.
not doing the interconnectedness.
Interconnectedness.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
I just love how you're just like out of nowhere, just like, you gotta do it, man.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Do it. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, going back actually into the episode and not weird podcasting quirks. Anyway, so outside of Rex, this episode very much feels like a Clone Wars episode, down to the tone and like the escape. And then mainly what I've noticed was, I do this a lot with interconnectedness, score. Like the first like opening scene, you hear the Clone Wars like motif playing in the background, like at the opening of an episode. Then you get a lot of the clone themes, and like a lot of these Clone Wars themes are starting to come back slowly but surely. Especially in this episode, it kind of feels like they're kind of like putting themselves ready to set up for that season 3 episode. But obviously they test grounded here, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why do you feel like the writers felt like going so heavily in on making this feel like a soft continuation of Clone Wars? Like, because to me, that's what it feels like. It was like you could easily throw this like next to Bad Batch and that kind of stuff as like that kind of soft continuation realm.
I kind of chalk it up to what Ezra says in Rex, when Rex says, reminds me of the old days, and Ezra says, the clone and a Jedi working together. Now I see the appeal, or how it worked, and it is reminiscent, I think, probably to both Kanan and Rex of their days fighting during the Clone War, alongside Rex alongside Jedi and Kanan alongside the clones, and that it's nostalgic in that sense, but also so many things have changed that it's like it's a new era, a new dawn, if you will, of that.
Right, that's a good little callback there. Good little callback.
Yeah, Danielle's right, and I'm thinking, for me, it reminds me of that quote we all like to quote so often: "Is that it rhymes, right?"
It's
So
poetry. It's poetry. It's
poetry.
It rhymes.
Exactly. Yeah, which sounds so.
It's
We
like
make
how
fun of it.
Oh,
But it does, and I
Mhm.
fucking love it. Like, I love when Star Wars is patterns and all of the same things, just different people, and that feels like organic and the Force wills it or whatever. But I just think it's really cool, really, really clever to keep doing stuff like that.
I mean, I feel like both of y'all covered it so well. I mean, and on top of that, you have Kevin Kiner, who did the scores for both Clone Wars and Rebels, so it makes sense that he would recognize to put some of that score in there in a way that fits. And I mean, while we talked about the trauma of Kanan, we also have to remember that Kanan also had good times with the clones. Like the Clone Wars were a good time for him still as well at the same time, because he wanted the adventure, much like a lot of young Padawans during that time. And he found friendship with the clones and stuff too. It's something we can't ignore either, and it's part of that story, and why this story is just great to have as a throwback to that.
No, yeah, I mean, y'all hit it on the nail on the head, but I mean, like a big example is like to like the Clone Wars vibe is the conversation between Kanan and Rex. Like when Rex throws the helmet and Kanan uses the Force to drag out the stormtroopers, that's very much Anakin-esque. Anakin would do that easily. Like he just like, oh, here, just use this. Just like we'll all use the Force and you shoot the targets. And that was the thing that when it's funny because I started doing Star Wars content when this was airing. Which is
videos.
Yeah, well, back in the day, and it was like I remember visually. I remember this episode, and I remember really really enjoying it the first time, because it is very much kind of the feel of Clone Wars in a way, but put into Rebels, and it's always been a really fun episode for me, and I've really really enjoyed it. And it's season 2. Just I feel like season 1 has its moments. But season 2 is where it really starts to hit home.
Find the rhythm.
It's like Steph Curry
generally my
shooting from
opinion.
3, and you can't miss.
I
Every
feel
one of
like-
these episodes are
I
just
feel
That's
like
my
that's-
opinion with Star Wars animation in general. Season 2
CJ,
is always like
beat me
right
to
where
it again.
yeah. No, you're right, because season 1 of Clone Wars, god damn, I remember covering that. Holy shit, was that tough? Because those episodes were just not interesting.
Yeah.
They weren't
I know you're
interesting.
not talking about the wolf episode.
No,
No.
Wolf was
I was just waiting. I was
Wolf,
like,
Wolf isn't in season 1, is he?
Yes, Rising
Yes,
of
he is.
episode 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, I'm not talking about Wolf. I'm talking about more or less just like like the animation's a little bit wonky. You can tell that it was season 1.
They're still
kinda
finding their
stressed.
yeah.
Yeah, they were
Growing
trying to
pains.
still find. Yeah, they were still trying to figure out what type of show they wanted to do, and like I feel like Rebels had the benefit of the doubt because they knew what the story was going to be the entire time. You know what I mean? I mean, with Clone Wars, you have that the 2.5 year span to tell that story and to do, and I like how Hereth makes the point of uh Clone Wars is an anthology,
Mhm.
whereas Rebels is like a singular story, where where the anthologies all interconnect into one story, whereas Rebels is just strictly just one story. Just we're not jumping around from different like everywhere. We're kind of with the same characters the entire time. Yes, do they have their own individual episodes where we spend like specific time with them? Yeah, but it's not like 4 or 5 episodes each. You know what I mean? So I mean, going into Rebels, I was like, I still put Clone Wars because it's like the nostalgia. I'm a nostalgia. Like that's what I've learned about myself. Like that's why I have Obi-Wan still at number 1 because of the
I was about to make that
nostalgia.
joke. I was like, "Oh, Kenobi's your favorite. I wonder why."
Yeah, well, yeah, it's nostalgia for me, but like I can realistically say that Rebels is a better show than Clone Wars. And I can say the same thing with Andor. Andor is a better show than Obi-Wan Kenobi, even though I personally keep it at number 1 because it did a lot for me. It scratched my like the serotonin in my brain. I'm like, yes, I need this.
I feel like I really should. You know how you have the clip of me running? I really should have the clip of you crying to the Kenobi trailer. That's
All
the
right,
clip I had at
You
the
know
whip.
what? You know what? Just because you did not
We need to grab a guillotine and find whoever made that
Different
question.
You're under arrest, you piece of crap. You ain't never getting out of prison.
Just
What?
funny thing about that is that was Kier's second match. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, he edit. Yeah, well when he was editing it, it was just I love that.
It was
clip
a
so much.
terrible question. I'm so sorry, but
it
that
was. It was.
It was so damn.
The context
funny.
of behind the question is more important than the question itself.
But this is like Podwans. This is Podwans like lore now.
Yeah.
Is that
We're
clip?
doing lore without Char. It's not the
No, we
lore you
literally
think.
are. Like, we don't need Char for this point. At this point, like,
I was
Char-
about to audible time. If there was enough time, I was about to audible a lore question out of my ass.
okay. Well, let's see what you got.
All right. If you could break out of a Imperial Star Destroyer to either get someone out or escape, who you taking?
Well, didn't we do this last week?
No, we didn't.
I thought the question was very similar. But go ahead. Yeah, no, this is a good one.
Wait, sorry, I don't understand.
So
If you could break out, would you take somebody or escape yourself?
So,
Or-
so if
You
you
get escape
so-
buddy.
yeah,
Oh,
if you
my
needed an escape
Oh,
buddy,
okay.
Okay.
and you had to either be saved or you were saving someone, who would you have be with
R2.
you?
Or
Oh,
Chopper.
fuck!
Probably R2.
Yeah, I
Not
mean-
Chopper. R2 for sure. R2 is
little
the
chaotic.
original.
Wait, I would have the one from Battlefront 2, the droid. The old flies
Oh,
around.
Iden
Oh,
Versios.
Iden Versio's droid.
That's a good idea. That's
Um,
because she literally breaks out, right?
Yes, that is true. She does. She does.
because of the box episode of Clone Wars, it would either be Cat or Obi-Wan.
Okay, that's fair.
Sounds right.
I'd bring Chrysanthemum because that man does not fucking miss. He does not fucking miss. The man's can
He
get
always
shot.
finds
And
a
he
way
can
out,
run.
too.
He
Why
does.
would you pick Chrysanthemum
Yeah.
over like Din Djarin or something like that? Like he's right
I'm-
there. Why
I
would
mean-
you pick this massive Wookiee who can't get into
Chrysanthemum
small
would
space?
leave you, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
but he can fucking punch a stormtrooper through his face.
Yeah,
with
but he
his
would leave you
brass
behind.
knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I might want to switch to Cobb Vanth because he's actually smart and will make sure I don't say something stupid.
And he wouldn't leave you
That
behind.
literally took my answer. I was about to say Chopper just for chaos.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah, Chopper
Yeah,
would blow
for
up
sure.
the ship. That's for sure.
He literally blows up the ship in this episode.
Yeah, he does.
Almost kills
Yeah.
all of them.
And I
Yeah.
love that. Chopper, why are you doing this? You're gonna kill us all.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about
are
how
we
Ezra
keeping-
blindly trusted him?
Yeah.
Like,
Are we
why
keeping
would
track of
Ezra
his
not-
war crimes?
No, I mean we should actually. That's a good segment. Fuck. Now we got to do that. Okay, so now we got to keep tabs of war crimes. How many people did he kill in this episode?
Too many to
the only,
count.
the
Three
only person we
ships
see
worth.
alive is Commander Titus, right?
Yeah. Oh, the
I
ones who
mean,
got
did-
in the escape pod.
pod,
Yeah.
and we don't really know how many
Yeah.
got into the pod.
Yeah.
I'll say maybe one, just to get one on the board. I mean,
I will do it. I will literally go back and count.
oh my god, don't
I'll
do that.
like do the research for how many people can be on that size of a Star Destroyer, and then
Someone already has.
You
You,
know
already
what?
know someone has. I'll just cite their information
yeah,
and
it's
then.
already there
Yeah.
on Wikipedia.
You know what we-
It's on
you know-
Wikipedia. Well, I said the research because you gotta look it up.
You know what we should do? You know how M has her Saw Gerrera watch?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of How Many People Did Chopper Kill Today? Did he kill a lot? No, he
No.
didn't.
Not enough.
But let's get to ranking the episode. I say that and then I moved it. Oh, here we go. So as it goes, bad is ensign, okay is lieutenant, good is captain, great is admiral, and chef's kiss is grand admiral. Here, this is your is this your first? No, this
Second.
isn't your first. Second episode.
I love how
for
I'm saying
Rebels.
that because
For
that was
Rebels.
the episode I wasn't on, and I know this.
Yeah. What would you rank it?
Captain, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought
I
you
don't know. I love Rebels.
Admiral.
But it's not that it's bad. It's good. Captain is good. It's good.
That's fair.
Over.
There's better.
That's fair. Danielle?
Grand Admiral.
Whoa!
Because I cannot
Hey.
give it anything less when I see Rex sticking his ass out
What
like
the
that.
fuck is this?
That alone just brings it to
Hereth.
Grand Admiral.
But also the
Hereth.
saluting as well.
What the fuck?
Hereth, god damn it.
Oh,
This was supposed to be after. Damn you, boy.
What?
Commander Fox was an incompetent clone, and he got what he deserved.
Hey! Did you
You
actually
can't
have the whole
spring
thing
this
on?
on me. I need time
Oh
to
my
prepare.
gosh.
It's fact.
Do you have the whole thing on?
No.
Dude, it does sound pretty good though.
It does.
That sounds
I know.
amazing.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna full screen oh god dang it.
You gotta
That's not right.
drag.
There we go. Yeah, here. There you go.
it is.
There you go,
The
Chris.
Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi
Jedi
yet.
yet. Oh, that's a good one. That's such a
Wow,
that's gonna be
Chris.
there we
Wow.
go. Chris, Star Wars lawyer with the assist. He wasn't supposed to come in until after we were done with the ranking.
I didn't get
but
the communication here. Sorry. You
No,
gave me the
because
driver's
I was-
receipt.
damn it. See, this is the moments where I should just take
He
control.
pulled
of
out of
everything.
hyperspace too early.
Yeah,
You are alerted to our presence.
that's what she said. Hey, and we'll see you later, Chris. CJ, what would you rank?
See, I feel like I'm in danger here if I say anything less than Grand Admiral.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean, on a serious note, I'd put it Admiral, but it has potential to be Grand Admiral.
I would put it. Oh well, wait, hold on, Hereth, you go next.
What does Rex call like? All right, fuck it. Let's go, Captain. I'm not gonna play this game.
I'm gonna go Admiral. I'll go Admiral. I think it's a solid episode. I really like the oh Ben, end the Zoom call before the Force joke. Big brain moves. That's what I was thinking. I really like the connection that Kanan and Rex are able to make, and it's really, really nice. And obviously, as we're getting to show some muscle and prove himself to a high leader in the Rebel Command is pretty important as well. But yeah, it's overall good episode. But that's gonna be it for our Christmas special. I mean, we talked a little bit of Christmas holiday special. We will be back next week for our New Year's it'll be a little bit of a mushy kind of like recapping the year, but still talking about the episode. So
Hopefully
whoever's
with
on,
Char.
yeah, hopefully with Char. Danielle, where can the good people follow you on the social medias?
TikTok at Written in the Star Wars, Instagram Written in the SW, and Twitter at DannyS394.
CJ.
You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok at Escape Reality Films, and on Twitter and Hive at Escape Reality 94.
And Kier.
Part of the Hive. Yes, I am Mandacorian at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Hive.
Hereth.
You can find me at Hereth Productions on TikTok and Instagram, Hereth_edits on Twitter, Hereth on Hive. I don't use it because Twitter is still alive for some reason. And you can find me here on Podwans.
Char, where can the good people follow you on the social media? Well, good people, you can follow me on the. No, I'm not even gonna try.
Don't do it. You have to commit now.
Come on, commit to the
You
bit.
can follow me on all the social medias as right here. It's supposed to say Char J, just so that everybody knows. And you can find us every Thursday for our Rebels recaps. Next week we're gonna be talking about another episode of Rebels. I don't know what episode we're going to be talking about. He usually has it pulled up so that he has it. But yeah.
And then he'll screw up and then say a segment that A hasn't been released, B is not out yet, or C. Like my favorite time is when we're doing a reaction to something. He's like, "We're going to be doing an episode of Podwans in like 30 minutes." Char, it's not releasing. I can't edit that fast.
Or you go, "Hey, Char, you have a segment now." Oh yeah, right. Char's cards.
Yeah, Char's cards.
New episode. I opened up a pack yesterday. It's out now. Go check it out. Actually, do go check that out. I worked my ass off doing editing for that. So actually check that out. I'm not being facetious now. But you can follow us at the Podwans. I just thought, who's gonna do Char's part at the end? Oh my goodness, I forgot about that.
I love how you're forgetting your own podcast.
No, I know.
No,
I know it's great. But you can follow us on the social media at the Podwans pretty much everywhere. But that's gonna be it. On to the next one. Flight for Life.
We are all the Republic.
And may the Force be with you
Always.
Always. Have a good one.